Welcome everybody to another episode of Quick Reactions. This week we have Steam with the big announcement today with what they are calling the Steam Machine, also known as the Steam Box, like we've been calling it for the past, 5 months or so. It's coming 2014, and it's probably going to change gaming for the better, in my opinion. Today we have Lee with me, also Ken, and obviously yours truly, Shaq. So let's go ahead and hop right into the topic. Ken, what's your first reaction to this whole thing?
Well, just the details that they've released so far. There's a lot of things we still don't know, but the stuff they've already shown is pretty impressive. Basically, for those of you who don't know, what it is not only do we have the CMOS that they announced a couple days ago, where you can play games on your TV using Steam, but now they're coming out with a line of machines created by various manufacturers, or you apparently can even build your own and use their Steam OS, and then play Steam games in your living room. So it's going to be pretty huge. Like Shaq said, the big thing here is that basically these are going to be a wide variety of machines you can choose from budget machines all the way up to, I'm sure, high-end gaming machines. Also customizable in most cases, most likely. And so you're going to have all of the security of a console OS like Steam OS, where it's basically set up just to be a gaming console and nothing more. But then you're going to have all the advantages of a PC for, maximizing your gaming. So.
Right. And speaking of PC gamers, we have Lee here. Everybody knows he is the PC elitist out of all of us, who refuses to play console, no matter what it is. How do you feel about this? You obviously have a computer you're not going to get rid of, but say your computer were to, knock on wood, break down. Would you be leaning towards a Steam box?
I'd see what I could do first to fix it, but I don't see why not. Okay, let's get this straight. I don't mind consoles. I like fighting games, and so I still have a lot of Tekken and all that. But anyway, it's still pretty cool that they would do this, and I'm actually can see where it goes. It's actually pretty cool, and I like the customization. It's kind of like getting your own console and like I want to put this in there and put that in there, so. Looks pretty neat.
Right. So would you, even if your computer didn't break down, would you even consider buying one of these for maybe like if you were to buy one for maybe your girlfriend because she doesn't have a high-end computer right now, like if that'd be something you would be looking into? It's.
Yeah, definitely. As long, because the only kind of discrepancy I have with it is some games aren't linked to Steam, and I'm not sure how they're going to go about that. Like say if I want to still play a game that's not available on Steam, will I still be able to do it?
Right. Say your Final Fantasy or your World of Warcraft. That's one of the big questions, I think. And if it's going to play these games, truthfully, the computer would just be an afterthought whenever you have this Steam box. But what were you going to say, Ken?
No, that's a good point. I hadn't really. It's true. Not every game is on Steam. Obviously, Origin has their whole Steam rival over there with all these games. It's not, I guess, an end-all solution as far as PC gaming, but there's some other questions as far as what games are going to be actually available right off the bat directly on the Steam machine, and which ones are going to be just streaming and things like that. So, it's definitely, there's still a lot of things we got to wait and see, but it's definitely something exciting. I think. It could be something that's pushing, I guess, the gaming industry in a new direction they haven't gone in, where PC and console game are kind of joining hands. And I think maybe the best thing about it for me anyway is that I am a big fan. I think we all are, of Steam and Valve and the way they do things. And if they are going to become a bigger player in the gaming industry, I think that's a good thing for all gamers because, whether it's the low prices that they have a lot of times on games to just how well they've done with, creating this service that they have. It's them joining the console wars or trying to improve the PC gaming world. That's always going to be a good thing. In the end, the players are the ones that are winning. So.
Right. So let's go about timing. Is this a perfect time to announce this, or are they a little bit late to the party with people already excited for the PS4 and the Xbox One? Like, do you think they should have announced this way back, like right after E3, or do you think this is the perfect time? Everybody's just kind of like not people who aren't impressed with the consoles for this gen. You think this is a perfect opportunity for them?
Well, I mean, you're not going to get some of the first adopters, like people like me and you, or we've already pre-ordered our PS4s, and I'm getting it regardless. But a lot of people are slow to make that change. There'll be people still rocking their 360s and PS3s for quite a while still, and yeah, I mean, obviously it'd be better if they were announcing and maybe coming out maybe simultaneously, but at the same time, rather than being overshadowed by this big console war, they're going to be able to come out next year and kind of have all the buzz to themselves a little bit. So, and the thing we haven't brought up too is the fact that they're actually simultaneously. I mean, just a couple weeks ago they announced they're coming out with their own family game sharing plan, kind of like what Xbox had originally promised. And I think that's another factor too. I mean, the people that were really pumped about that feature, they might be thinking twice about going with a console. So.
Right. So, we all know the consoles are fairly cheap. I mean, considering the high-end PC is going to cost you about $2,000. What are you guys willing to spend on this thing? Like, if you were to get what kind of ballpark are you looking at, estimate-wise?
Well, I mean, I know Lee's basically, I mean, he's set right now. He's got a banging gaming PC, so he might have a hard time answering that. But, for me, I mean, I'm always budget conscious, so I mean, if I can get it into a great gaming PC for under $1,000, that's what I'd like to see. And it sounds like with some of their advertising so far that there's going to be multiple choices and options, and so I mean, I think there's going to hopefully be something for everybody. Now, whether or not it's going to be on the level of a $400 PS4, I highly doubt that. But crazier things have happened. But I don't think Valve is dealing with quite as much. They don't have the experience. Well, number one, they're not manufacturing the PCs. So, I mean, whoever these other players are, which we don't know, other than we know NVIDIA is involved, we don't know, what their capabilities are, and as far as if they can afford to take a hit coming out of the gate on, just to have their box be cheaper or what. So.
Well, Steam, I mean, not to correct you, but Steam did say that they are working on their own box for the 300 beta testers, and it will be their own prototype. So I can only assume they're working on their own version. Like, you could probably buy it straight from Steam. Who else do you think would be like on boat with this? Like, maybe what
Sega.
Sega. That would be
there
a good one. Maybe
that'd be
Sega.
awesome.
The Steambox Genesis. That would be kind of funny.
I'd be surprised if, the big gaming manufacturer, like PC manufacturers weren't involved, such as Alienware, Asus, who else?
Asus.
Yeah. Jesus, is he a Spanish guy that just immigrated here? I thought
it's not Asus, it's Asus. That's what it really is. Anyways, back to the topic. Yeah, so I mean, any gaming company, I don't see Apple getting into the game. I mean, obviously they're going to be too big probably to even care about this. I don't know, maybe some of these bigger people, maybe like Samsung. I mean, that's crazy to think, but maybe they're ready to get Sony out of the limelight for a little bit and be like, hey, we have this Steam box. Why don't you buy it with our TVs? Maybe something like that could happen.
Maybe Google. I doubt it, but
maybe.
Cool.
I mean, that would be interesting. I mean, but why not? I mean, these things are literally going to be money makers for the next 10 years because they're upgradable.
Right.
They're going to be making these things over and over again. If they can make it and settle for a loss, I mean, it could be infinite, money in the long run. If Steam were to make this, they would be making money from this for years to come. Especially with the family sharing plan, there's just a Steam program period. You're buying your game straight from there. It would just make money for the next 10 years easily.
Definitely, especially if you keep on upgrading it too. You wouldn't have to really get rid of it,
Right, I think, and this is just another direction forward for Steam in the long run. I mean, they obviously want to be a bigger presence in the gaming universe, and this is the step in the right direction. And honestly, if they come out and they make one of these Steam boxes that can look better than your Xbox One or your PlayStation 4, and they can sell it for about $100 more, I mean, that to me, it's sold. You're going to be able to use your keyboard and mouse on this thing. You're going to be able to use a controller. Pretty much anything you can do with your computer, and you could all just HDMI it to the back of your TV. And I have a feeling they're going to be the first ones to 4K, just because a computer is easier to run 4K than these consoles will be. Just all this into one. It's, to me, they might be the big guys at the end of 2014. I wouldn't be surprised if they were the ones that everybody's going to start switching to. But and plus, there is another thing we haven't thought about. There is no online fees. It's the internet. I mean, it's free. You pay for it through your internet provider, but everything else you do on it is completely free. You play games with your friends. There is no Steam, hey, you have to pay to play. And it's probably the best servers on any... Consoles don't have the same servers as computers, so that's why Steam is just so much better to play with your friends.
It is.
And then you throw in, you could probably... I wouldn't be surprised if you could download Skype to it, and it'd just be clear as day voice chat like what we're doing right now. So...
Yeah. And maybe you already said it, but the fact that just so many people have already invested into their Steam account, I think that's a huge selling point.
It's massive.
People that have 150 games, and you don't have to, a new console's coming out in a year, and now all these old games that I bought and downloaded, now they're no good, I got a phone to play them, I gotta buy them again. That kind of crap, presumably it's over. There's no reason, given the way they're positioning this product, that would ever come into play. Steam's never been like that. So, that's huge. Buying games one time and never having to buy them again, that's huge.
Right, and then you throw in the Steam sale on top of that, and you're buying games at a fraction of the cost that you and your friends can play. I think they've got a big win with this family sharing plan, this friends and family. The fact that it's just going to be a console, it's just going to be, they're just above and beyond the consoles at this time. In my opinion, I'd be willing to drop $1,000 on one of these, just for, even if it wasn't the best graphics wise, even if it'd still be better than console. That's the one thing you have to realize, is it'd just be so much better than the new consoles.
Yeah,
so I don't know. We'll see.
And once we see the specs, we'll know a lot more. And let's not forget, we still have on Friday another announcement to go along with this, so we don't even know. It might be
right. That was the next
improved.
thing. We're just going to go ahead and roll this episode out with, what do y'all think Friday's little secret's going to be?
Well, I know you thought you've heard some rumors about Half-Life 3, which would be pretty huge. Right. For me, I'm guessing it's not that, just because it seems like this is all about the Steam machine, and that's a little different. But it very well could be that. But no, I think the third thing is going to be something completely different that we don't know about yet, to be honest.
Maybe we'll have like a exclusive game that's really well known,
Well, that would be the thing. I even said this to Shaq that Half-Life 3, maybe they'll come out with it and have it be exclusive, and we disagreed on that topic. But if you were really, all the other games have it, all the other consoles have exclusives, so if you really want to make a stamp and get yourself out there, you've got one of the biggest franchises. Why share it? So.
Yeah, but after seeing what Grand Theft Auto did, and sales-wise, you almost have to go completely multi-platform. That's the only reason why I said it wouldn't be exclusive.
Right.
I'm thinking maybe a month early, but you can't, not when there's $1 billion on the line, and there literally is. I don't know if Lee knows as much as I do, but Half-Life is obviously one of the better series ever made, and it's gotten to that point where Half-Life 2 came out 10 years ago. And it's kind of like GTA, where they just marinate this, hey, when's the next GTA coming out? When's it coming out? I need my GTA fix. And Half-Life has been doing it for the past 10 years, where people are like, I need my Gordon Freeman. Well, it's about time.
Where's that gravity gun at?
Exactly. It's
So let me ask you this though, obviously the GTA 5 right now it's only available on 360 and PS3. It's not yet available on the next gen consoles.
Right.
Not on PC. It's not on the Wii. So what would stop Steam from saying, okay, right now we're announcing Half-Life 3 for Steam. We're not announcing it for anything else. Maybe a year after Steam has it, we'll put it out to everything else. They'd still have the option of going to the next-gen consoles and stuff like that. But kind of what we see with GTA 5 is that they don't have to immediately come out on everything, you know what I mean?
Right, but here's the thing you're not realizing is there's infinitely more people on the console than there is on the PC. I think there was a thing to bring GTA to the PC, and there was only 350,000 signatures. That's a lot of signatures. But you got to think there's over 60 million Xbox 360s in rotation right now.
Right.
I
get it. Yeah.
I mean, the big thing with the consoles is because they've been out for so long, everybody has one.
Mm-hmm.
They're just giving these things away. I mean, you can buy an Xbox 360 for $100, so that's the reason why. I mean, not everybody, and plus you got to think not everybody's going to have that PC right off the bat to play. I'm assuming Half-Life 3's graphics are just going to be insane.
Right.
So that would be my only argument to that. That's the reason why. But hey, you could be completely right. It could be exclusive. If they get it exclusive, that would be pretty crazy. I unfortunately wouldn't be able to play it on day one because I wouldn't have the money to buy a new PC.
Yeah.
But
I just think if they're making that,
I'd have to go to Lee's house and play.
I thought he was seriously leaving. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. No, I just think, they're obviously they spent how long developing this system, and they're putting tons of money into it, and they're expecting this new SteamOS, Steam Machines thing to become this, obviously it's the direction of their whole company. So I could just see them making at least a decent length exclusive with their biggest game as well, and tying it all together. But we'll see.
Sure. I definitely see what you mean, man. But I don't know, that'll probably conclude this episode. We'll have one ready for you Friday, what the new announcement's going to be. We don't know what it's going to be yet, but be sure to check back with us Friday and listen to what we have to say about that. And as always, thanks for listening, guys.
Later.
Later.